Hello everyone, it's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tokwe.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Tired but grateful to God. So on Monday after the show, I went to Ibadan Ogumosho. I complained about the Ogumosho road, and I want to come and say that a large part of it has been done. I don't know whether it was the federal, my minister, Fashola, that did it, or it is the Oyo State governor that did it. But it's a federal road, but sometimes states tend to help out. The Odoba area has been ameliorated, not completely fixed, and Taki in Ogumosho has been fixed. But this time I followed Oyo Ogumosho road, so I saw more terrible areas that need to be fixed. Please, I saw 2 trucks, one carrying beans and one carrying like something about to be exported, that fell off a passport on Ibadan, on Oyo Ogumosho road. And the thing is, these things impact export. We are trying to export goods. You probably have a deadline on when to deliver, but the bad roads cause your trailer to fall down and delays when your commerce is being affected by bad roads. Please, let's continue doing the road. Beggar, RCC, thank you for opening the road. Beggar, please, can we open the road? Lagos Ibadan, the Beggar, the one handled by Julius Beggar, asks this. The road, they still have blockades on the road, and I spent 1 hour between Redeem and just getting to Ibafo, and it's just because the roads are blocked. So I'm a traveler. Thank you so much. I need you to make my life easier. Can we just, you know?
How do you know?
Somebody reminded me of something I wondered as a child. So we had a career talk in school, and they asked, what does your dad do? And some of my classmates said, my father is a traveler. I was like, I said, what traveler? What does traveler? What do they do? Is it a career? I'm just, just wondering. Let me shout out to the fan of us. Ola Oshebiko, Oluwashola. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday. She says, she's a great fan of you.
Happy birthday.
Yes. But I must also beg that I was almost robbed yesterday morning on the way to work on the Banditry Expressway because I was stuck between trucks. There's high level of crime on that side. I spoke with the ex-chairperson I'm all of yesterday, and it seemed like I have relaxed on it. The issues are many. I'm just tired of always talking about it. Then there's a destruction, deliberate destruction of the Banditry Expressway right now happening at between Trade Fair and Ilepo bus stop. I have written to the authorities. I've sent them SMS. I tried to call because the contractors of the road decided to cordon off the entire satellite town. Because they were turning and we had all the way to turn for me to get home.
And they just
so the boys, our boys, decided to help us. So if you are coming from Yanoba and you miss the service lane from Volks, you're in trouble. You have to now join boys, pay money to climb over. You know who people who pay more money? 1,000 naira per truck. The tankers are the one paying. The containers are the one paying. So they've dug a deep hole on that side of the road. Very bad. In fact, they destroyed the road completely. I think that depresses me.
You know, I don't know. Sometimes this is just a really
you're saying, does that mean that those in charge do not see it?
Are not seeing it?
No, it's almost like they don't carry people along. So when they were blocking off barracks, which was the other turning they did, even though it was difficult we had accepted to sit in that traffic, they should have thought of opening somewhere close by for people, so these boys don't have to start to extort people doing this. But they did all of that.
But we have created an economy.
Yes,
The boys shouldn't extort, and it is impossible for law enforcement officers in this state to say they don't know that that is taking place.
They don't come to that side. They stop their business at the line.
So you create an economy for them. You created an economy for them.
Okay.
And
how you doing, Maria?
Please, can we go to good news?
Yeah, please.
Today is my very
news.
Today is my very fabulous auntie's birthday. Mrs. Talatu Rimjans. Happy birthday!
Talatu.
I haven't spoken to her in a long time, so I feel guilty. I hope this will water the ground. So when I see you,
to our fabulous auntie
Talatu.
You know, I've never heard that name until I met Innocent Usam. That's his wife's name. That was the first time Talatu, and I think it's a real name. Do you know the name?
Well, I think it's for those born on Tuesdays.
Ah,
yes.
And Innocent is from Jos as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one more person. This is from a fan.
Yeah.
She says it's her mother's birthday.
Yes.
CEO of Royal Block and Concrete.
Okay.
And her name is Mrs. Rose Ahaka. Her daughter is Ahaka Uju Abigail, and she's sending her mom a happy birthday
Thank you.
today.
Fantastic. I was about to read that, so I'm
Okay.
happy that she read it. Fantastic. Happy birthday to Mrs. Rose Ahaka. She's a 30-year distributor
Yes.
at the company. Very, very fantastic. Okay, so much happening in the papers. They said, now God will help us.
Yes.
Hey, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Federal government intensifies push for COVID-19 vaccine. Varsity teachers get 2 months salary arrears. Capital Markets puts public offers online. Third mainland bridge Lagos-Ibadan road to close. Passengers of Abuja-bound bus abducted in Edo. Palace, Ulu of Warri not dead, but indisposed. Okay, let's start with the major headline.
Yes. So the federal government is saying that they would intensify all the needs, what's needed for the vaccines to get to us by 2021, because of the numbers that we're experiencing right now. The federal government doesn't want us to go through, lose the gain that we have made in the first phase of this COVID-19 virus. And the Minister for Health is also saying that our health sector is quite fragile. The PTF, actually, the Presidential Task Force on COVID, saying our health sector is quite fragile, and so we need to do everything to make sure that we don't have a surge, of numbers. We will not be able to, carry it. The sector will not be able to carry it. So they're asking, of course, follow the guidelines, wear your mask, all the proper guidelines, and we'll try to make sure that we get vaccines in time. Our Minister for Information was also saying that the federal government has not said anything about a lockdown, that they're just making sure that federal government workers from level 12 will stay at home. I think Lagos State is saying from level 14 should stay at home. And Kaduna State as well. It's just to make sure that people are following the guidelines, reduce the numbers of people that are meeting.
In addition, they're also saying that there's no likely travel ban either, because it's going to affect our economy. So we can't afford any of that, but just to reintroduce these guidelines that was given to us. Let's take another story.
I'll say the economy. So the capital market, follow the money, has now made it easy for people to invest in public offers. Usually you have to go to the bank, manually get through stock brokers. But now they've created a platform called XPO, and you can access public offers through this online platform, buy shares and sell shares online. I think it's a good thing for making ease of doing business with our economy. So you can check that out.
Is saying that government acknowledged that the government has paid 2 months' salary.
That's good.
Them, but they didn't specify if they pay through IPPIS or through their own platform. But they said they pay through, and they're hoping that they can pay at least 4 months' salary so that they can potentially call off the strike. But nothing has been said yet from ASU categorically to tell us if they're going to call off the strike. Moving on now to The Punch. Buhari under fire says only God can police Nigeria and Niger border. One dies in customs Ogun community youth clash. Lagosians may go to jail for failure to use mask. 20 Abuja highway Osun road crashes. Police claim ignorance as gunmen kidnap many travelers in Edo. FG shuts Terminal Bridge Saturday, partially closes Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Picture here of motorcyclists being arrested. 10 were arrested for attacking Lagos Task Force officials. 96 motorcycles actually have been impounded. Same NIN linkage applicants stranded as NIMC website crashes. Renegotiate Kankara schoolboys released through bandit, says the governor. And DSS warns of plots to bomb churches, mosques, and others. Okay, let's start with the
NINC.
So,
yes, as expected, the possibility of people trying to register online caused the website of the NIN to start to show error messages. That's what the article says, that you keep saying error messages. So they are assuming because of the continuous error messages that website has crashed. But there's no official statement from the Ministry of Communication. So based on the article.
The challenge of smuggled rice has led to the death of a small boy called Shola Suga. This happened in Ayetoro. Funny enough, that was when I did my primary school. Ayetoro Yiwa North local government is a bordering town. And in Ogun State, they said a lorry load of officers of the customs, Nigerian Customs Service, came on information that smuggled had been allegedly brought into that area, and they were searching around. So they said one of the owners of the warehouse was trying to settle them to say, no, there's no smuggled rice and all of that. And one of the custom officials fired a bullet, and a stray bullet hit a boy. I don't know, they didn't say the age of the boy, but he hit a boy that was, they say, was far away from where the incident was taking place, and was in a place where there was no rice or anything happening, and the boy died. He hit him in the chest, the boy died immediately. Now the Ayetoro community people now faced back on protests, the custom officials, and there's been no peace within the Ayetoro community. People have had to leave their homes. Smuggled rice along Ogumosho, so I saw like 4 vehicles burnt on the road, all trying to curb smuggling of rice into the nation. We need to find better ways that will not result in loss of lives.
Yes, one important story, sorry. So the Lagos State government is warning all residents You must wear your face mask in public. If you do not, you might end up in prison for 1 whole year. So they're just telling you, make sure you're wearing your face mask in prison. And also that when you do not, and then if you're caught in any breach of the COVID-19 regulations, you can be prosecuted under the Lagos State Infectious Diseases Prevention Regulations or criminal laws of Lagos State. So be warned.
Okay, let's go to Vanguard. Only God can oversee Nigeria. And near border says Buhari. COVID-19, our health system can't bear major outbreaks, says federal government. Suicide bombers planning to strike during cases. We need to stop headsmen from roaming around, says Garba Shehu. FG to shut down 3rd Mainland Bridge for 72 hours from Saturday. Ulu of Worry alive, receiving medical attention, says Palace. Let's start with the major headline.
Let's start with major headline.
Yeah.
Our president was receiving our former vice president, who is now sort of the delegate on elections for ECOWAS. Overseeing the elections by Niger.
The outgoing
visited him, and he was saying, that showing their support and how important the Sahel region is to them, saying we share about a 1,400 kilometers border line with this country, and because of the expanse, the kind of the largeness of it, only God can help us to supervise it diligently.
Don't you think he was responsible for us to make that as a headline? Because it wasn't making a statement like only God can. It was making it as a category, as a passing statement. So how do we use passing statement like that as major headlines? For me, I thought it was very irresponsible.
Let's take it in
context.
Yeah.
So as Nigerians, when you use only God, it's almost like an helplessness.
Absolutely.
You cannot do anything.
But I also think it's irresponsible because it was actually for Madison I was speaking, right? So for a spokesperson also, there's certain words
in this
in this period, you should scrutinize every single thing the president is about to say, because every single word and sentence will be scrutinized. That's what made the major headline. The fact that he was visiting the outgoing president, all that story was embedded, but the real major headlines was...
this only God thing is a Nigerian thing. For everything. Will I see you tomorrow by God's
grace?
Those sort of
those are the kind of things people say, and then they make it
headline. The palace has said that the Olu of Worry that was rumored yesterday to have died did not die, and that he's just indisposed and is well under good care, or they have a team of doctors taking care of him. That's what they have said. I hope that it's not a preparation to announce death officially later. And
because our 3rd Mainland Bridge will be shut, they said they are casting, and they need they can't have vibration on that bridge while the casting is being installed.
So they want to shut it at 12 midnight on the 25th. And they will open up on the 28th.
So the whole weekend.
I'm not available in between.
So this whole weekend, just stay in your house.
And after they will shut the Badon Expressway partially for another 48 hours. Not available on all days.
Okay, moving on to Daily Sun. Insecurity, we are frustrated and tired, says governors. Residents protest barricade road as customs kills 3 in Ogun. ASUA remains our top priority, says U.S. COVID-19, Buhari extends PTF mandate till March 2021. ASU neck to meet, consider resolutions on 9-month strike. Border may shut again, says presidency. And only PDP means well for Nigeria, says Wiki. Okay, which story are we taking?
This one?
Yes, okay, so was the governor of Ekiti State in a delegation to go and see Governor Masari of Katsina State, and they had to express their frustration that indeed that they are all tired of what's happening, and they understand that their efforts are being made, but the truth is that as governors, they also feel disempowered, so somewhat, and I'm paraphrasing here, in ensuring security because of all the circumstances around insecurity in Nigeria at this point, and they're just trying to show support to their colleagues.
Let me get to a story in the Punch where Governor Matawale of Zamfara was responding to the secretary of the APC, alleging that he sponsored banditry, saying they negotiated the release of the boys, and they negotiated with ex-repentant bandits. So if a governor is admitting that ex-repentant bandits who assist in releasing these boys, means that we know how to solve these problems somehow. Maybe we should look within and be deliberate about solving the problem. Because in politics, when it comes to politics, they know when to say what. I think because he was responding.
We have criticized very often the use of former bandits, of ex-repentant,
but then
like that.
If they negotiated the release of the boys, means that you know where they are, they're useful to you, you know how to curb this.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, The report by Financial Times went viral yesterday. Everybody's talking about it. Today we'll share our views and also speak to a senator to hear his thoughts on it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So before we start discussing Financial Times reports, we'll come to that a bit later. But first, it's Christmas season, and we have to remind ourselves that it coincides with the nation's worst economic recession in 40 years. Sizable numbers of Nigerians are ardent lovers of affluence, merriment, jollification, enjoyment, just like me. I love party. So it's important to note that after the US season comes the new year that has many weeks, about 7 weeks, I think, compelling financial obligations. It usually set the tone for the year. You have school fees, you have house rent, a whole bunch of other things. Hence the need to check how we're spending. Now, we love to have our favorite economic analysts and financial experts, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, who will be joining us now. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
I'm here, my people. Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing well. It's a bit low. We hope we can get the volume up a bit. We can't hear you very clearly.
Wow.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, it's a bit better now. Right. So, I mean, it's Christmas season. We're spending lots of money. I mean, many of us have tried to reduce our budget, even me this year. I mean, I used to give gifts to so many people. Right now, I have to reduce the number of gifts this year. I've taken things slowly. But in our commitments to family and friends, how do we begin to organize ourselves as we look forward to next year, where there's so many bills? In your view, how do we begin to plan better so that we ensure we don't spend all our money this Christmas?
Well, like I've said over the years, it's very, very important for us all to understand that life is lived based on principles. When you live your life based on principles, you won't need to worry about what to do at any point in time. Morning comes before afternoon, afternoon comes before night. And once it's night, we know you need to sleep, and then you wait for the next morning. Monday comes for Tuesday, Tuesday for Wednesday. Before you get the weekend, then you know the next month is coming. So life is governed by principles. We are in December. We know Christmas has come. The next month is January. So there is nothing mysterious about all these basic stuff. The problem is when we as individuals refuse to live by principles and then we decide to become emotional, sentimental, and traditional. Then complicate our life. So whether Christmas is coming now or it will come next, it's the same thing every year. So the question is, what have you as an individual done differently on the year-to-year basis? So it's all about everybody understanding what are the principles for financial management, what are the principles for life management. Once I understand the principles that govern my life, my finances, then I'm good to go. So it's all about principles. And that is what I think everybody should focus on.
Okay.
Learning the principles they need to learn and living by those principles.
Yes, go ahead.
So I've been deliberate about letting people know that as people are planning for Christmas, there is going to be school fees in the next few weeks. And it seems people are still surprised by it, which shows how much we get carried. School fees. So I've been telling everybody around me when they say, oh, what's for Christmas? I said there's school fees in the next few weeks. Let's not stop focusing on this Christmas and New Year 1 week and remember that we have school fees to pay in the next few weeks. But what I realized that we still don't, as much as we keep saying, let's plan financially, we're not planning enough. But for many that haven't planned, and this year didn't follow plan at all, like even those that think that they planned for 2020, most of the activities of 2020 did not follow what they planned out for. And so they are here, they are seeing Christmas and they have things to do. So how would you advise people to manage their finances and more importantly, manage how they feel about their lack of finances this season?
Okay. Financial management principles have been there for ages. So all that an individual needs to do is to identify these principles and then begin to live by them. Like I said the last time I came on air, there are only 3 things you can do with money. You can spend it, you can waste it, you can invest it. Average people spend money. Foolish people waste money. Wise people invest money. So you as an individual, are you wasting money? Are you spending money? Or are you investing money? Once you understand that, it will help you as an individual. Any money that comes into your hand, every money that comes into your hand, money is tripartite. Money has a past, money has a present, money has a future. If you don't activate the tripartite dimension of money, you will never be able to be wealthy. So what do I mean by that? So any money that comes into your hand, in that money, there is a portion of that money that belongs to your past. There is a portion of that money that belongs to your today. There is a portion of that money that belongs to your tomorrow.
Right.
If you don't activate this tripartite dimension of that money, it will work. So when money comes, a portion of it is to take care of the debt you have already incurred. Number 2, a portion of it is to take care of the ongoing obligation of your life. Number 3, a portion of it is to take care of your future. And that is where the issue of savings and investment comes in. Right. Because there is actually nothing called future. The future is a concept. If you don't create the future, you're not going to have the future. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the future is there. Oh, my future is going to be great. 15 years ago, it's not going to be great. So I think that you can jump about it.
Let's break it down in terms. We're talking the celebrations. It's December, at the end of the year, where people are grateful that that for whatever they've been able to achieve during the year. As a bank agent, I saw a young lady come send some 5,000 naira to her mother and another 5,000 naira to her brother. So that's the kind of commitments we have during this period. How do you lead the big terms that you've been talking about and apply to a simple Nigerian's life? The bills that you have to pay, the commitments that you have towards family, the things that you have to do. How do you do it this period?
It's the same thing we are talking about. You see, when we look at things emotionally, then we don't get the clarity of what whether you are a billionaire or you make money per day and you get to 200 naira per day. Every day will become 1 week. Multiple will become 1 month. Multiple will become 1 year. You don't need to wait till December. Just understand the principle. That this January 1st now, this money I'm making January 1st. So what is my plan for January 1st to December 31st? You need to sit down as an individual. How much do I need? So if I'm making 100 naira per day, that means I cannot eat what people that are making 300 naira per day are eating. It's all about you understanding that. So if you don't understand that, you can now come to the end of the year and say, oh, I need to do this, so I don't have money. Whatever you plan to do in December, you start saving for interest in January. If you have house rent to pay, your house rent is not going to expire the day you pay the first one. The very minute you pay house rent one now, whether you pay for 1 year or you pay for 2 years, you need to know that every month from that point, you are supposed to be setting aside the equivalent of the monthly rent in an account for the time the rent will expire. Not when the rent now expire, you are looking for a miracle. It doesn't work like that.
All right, let's go on a quick break, Dr. Emmanuel. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, talking money, we have Dr. Emmanuel with us. So, Mariam, tell us your own.
So, Dr. Emmanuel, many times when we talk about cutting our budgets during this period, I think we forget about the people who are into the business of providing this merriment and jollification. This is their business. So they are caterers, they provide all the what do you call this baskets that we give out, hampers, the event planners and people like that. What happened to this category of people? A lot of them have not earned anything this year because of lockdown, because, we have all been at home and now finally they get to make some money. This is what they use to pay their rent, to pay school fees. And we're saying nobody should spend money there. What happens to them?
Okay, you said they have not earned anything this year. The question you should be asking them is, why have they not earned anything? And why have they reduced their life to a seasonal business that only happens within 30 days of a year? Is that a wise way to live? Because many times we are just too emotional and sentimental to be real. You came into this world, you were created. Then God created you, and you decided that what you will do is that from January to December of the whole year, you focus your life on a business that you will do for 30 days, 1 year. You think about it now.
But there are restaurants, there are hotels that do it all for the year that haven't made money this year.
But because of the lockdown, right?
Because of the lockdown.
No, see, we are less, this year is about COVID and lockdown and all that. So we know the latest of that. But I'm talking about choosing any career or settling for any business that is only sensitive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Doctor.
That's why it is called, Dr.
That's
why it is called seasonal business.
Yeah.
There is seasonal business, there is career. So you need to decide what you want to do with your life. But for you to limit your life to just one particular kind or arm or type of business that only operates within a particular season, it's not right.
Dr. Emma, let me ask you this question, because we're talking about also wealth creation. I mean, the year is winding down and we're all planning for 2021. In your view, people talk about having multiple sources of income, seeing how you can grow your wealth, don't just have one source. And then when they try to have that multiple source, sometimes they feel burnout. They burn out where they feel that they're not focusing on certain things and something is suffering. As a wealth creator, and we're planning for 2021, in your view, how do we plan to ensure efficiency across all the various channels of income you're making?
So I've said this on this show before. Many times people use words and they don't understand what they're talking about. And that's why they put themselves in trouble. Majority of what you see out there that people are calling multiple streams of income is multiple struggles. It's not multiple streams of income. It's multiple struggles. Whatever you are doing that falls within what we call end income is all struggles. What does that mean? If you have to be physically there for that business to bring in money into your life, and you do that on multiple levels, you are not in multiple streams of income. You are in multiple struggles. So you are a driver. You make money as a driver. You are, okay, let me just use you ladies as an example now. You are a presenter on TV. So for you to make money as a presenter, you have to be physically there. You now have one makeup store, and you are going there again to go and make up and make money. For you to make money from that makeup store, you have to be there. The same you are now selling hair. You do the hair. So question, do you have multiple streams of income? No. You are involved in multiple struggles. Because all those three things, all those things you are doing, without you, they will not produce money. If you are not on TV, you are not going to make any money. If you are not able to do the job, you are not going to make any money. Let's stop with all these multiple streams of income thing. Multiple streams of income is when you come into a place where you understand how to make money work for you instead of you working for money. So it means that you are sitting down with you doing or not doing anything. Money is coming in from all the different investments you have put on ground. So you are a landlord. Your houses all over. Rents are coming in. That's one stream. Apart from being a landlord, you are an investor. You have invested in different businesses and different trades, and you are getting your equity return. That is multiple streams. You have intellectual properties. You have ideas out there, or books, or CDs, or manuals that is bringing money. Those are multiple streams of income. Okay. So we should begin to plan towards reducing where we have to be physically involved for the money to flow, and need to move into a place where instead of you working for money, money begins to work for you.
Right. Interesting.
At this time, when we're in a country where it's not exactly easy to invest, we have a lot of people falling every single day to scammers and fraudsters. People would love to have streams of income working for them, but which kind of investment, since we are talking now, can we advise people and assure them that it's safest to put their money?
The number one investment that has never failed and that will never fail is invest in yourself. Yes. Invest in yourself. And what we mean by that, invest in yourself is on 5 levels. Number one, invest in your financial intelligence. Spend time to read books. Spend time to buy tapes, attend seminars, go for conferences, go to the University of Google, it's free. Go to YouTube Academy, it's free. Understand money. Invest in financial intelligence. A lot of people are making a lot of financial mistakes because they don't know what not to do. Number two, invest in your own gifts, talent, and potential. What do footballers sell? What do actors and actresses sell? What do musicians sell? Invest in yourself. Your gold is tied to your gifts. Your treasure is tied to your talents. Your profit is tied to your potential. Something inside you. The spider did not need to go to the market to buy web, to spin yarn. Everything that the spider needs is already inside the spider. So invest in your own gift and your talent and your potential. Number three, invest in your passion. What do you believe in? What do you love to live for? Spend money on that. Invest in yourself. Number four, invest in your skills. What skills have you developed? What education have you acquired? What experience have you acquired? Invest in that one. Number 4 or 5, invest in your future. What do you see as the future that you desire? What's the price to pay for that future? Pay the price and you're good to go. So instead of looking at one company or one organization to invest, you are the number one company on earth. You are the number one institution on earth. And when you invest in yourself, you can't go bankrupt. So let's forget about, put money in this one, put money in that one. Invest in yourself. Invest in your financial intelligence. Once you know what you need to know, you won't need anybody to advise you on what to do with money. And that's as simple as this.
I found it very helpful.
Yeah.
Yes,
so, Dr. Emmanuel, someone who is maybe in their 60s and has just retired is listening to you and thinks, this advice may be too late for me. Is there something you can tell somebody like that?
Nobody grows young. Every day is real life. Life does not give you room to react. And the day you wake up, that's when your morning starts. So whether you are 65, you are retired, it's never too late. The question you need to ask yourself is, where do I start from? What adjustments can I make now? Make that adjustment and you'll be good to go. Worrying about what has happened will only burden you and hinder you from being able to deal with what needs to be dealt with. So just focus on how to move from where you are to where you need to be. Because now that you know, morning has come.
Fantastic. Oh, my goodness. It's always a pleasure having you, Dr. Emmanuel. I mean, we learned so much from you. I think if there's anything we've taken from today is that we invest in ourselves. Yeah. Because when you know, then you know what to do. It's not about telling somebody, you go and buy this, go and buy that. It's just you knowing by yourself and knowing how to invest.
There are multiple streams of income and multiple streams
of
struggles.
So multiple, yeah, fantastic. All right, that's all we can take. We're speaking with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He's a wealth creation expert and agent. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, according to London Financial Times, economic ill fortune, terrorism, illiteracy, poverty, banditry, and kidnapping in Nigeria is teetering the country on the brink and risk becoming a failed state. That's if things don't take a drastic turn. Now, we were actually supposed to have a politician, Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, as our guest today. Unfortunately, he cancelled, but we also had planned to also have a police, the PRO police, Nigerian Police, that's Frank Mba, to be our guest, also to shed light on this issues of insecurity. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, Mariah, and good morning to the ladies' crew.
Yes, glad to you. I know you are the first police relations officer, and you help us out in this situation, especially because the report reminded us of the definition of a failed state. That's a country that has lost control of its security. And from what we've been gathered so far in the last few months, it seems as though the country indeed has not been able to have a hold on securing lives and properties of Nigerian citizens. In your view, I would like you to share your initial thoughts when you saw this report. How do you think we can ensure safety of Nigerians, especially during this period?
Okay, thank you. Before I talk about how we can, what we're trying to do to ensure the safety of Nigerians, as well as what I think Nigerians can also do to reduce their vulnerability to crimes, let me comment very quickly and very respectfully to the comment that you read out from Financial Times claiming that Nigeria probably is on the brink of becoming a failed state. I want to say that is far from the truth. That is an exaggeration taken too far. Yes, we are having security challenges. Yes, things are tough. We can't deny the fact that we have challenges that has to do with banditry, kidnapping, activities of Boko Haram in some parts of Lake Chad and the rest of them. But even with this, it will be uncharitable for anybody to begin to look at Nigeria as a failed state. Let me tell you, Mariah, security challenges have become a global phenomenon. In countries like Mexico, for example, some of their cities are having murder rates that are as high as 100 per 100,000 citizens. In Central American countries like Honduras, Guatemala, and the rest of them, you have murder rates as high as 171 in every 100,000 citizens. In the United States of America, in 2020 alone, over 42,000 persons died from gun-related violence. As a matter of fact, South Africa has murder rates that is 4 times higher than the global average. And so you have these challenges everywhere. As we speak right now, there are over 100 designated terror groups operating worldwide, even in some of the most advanced economies and some of the countries that have the best index in terms of and the rest of them. So what I'm trying to say is we will not abdicate our responsibility. We will continue to work with our international partners. We will continue to work with other countries within the West African sub-region, and we will continue to deepen our intelligence and capacity to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I understand what you mean. Yes, there's crime worldwide, but we need to also concentrate on the way that Nigeria is handling the particular ones that affect us. I don't know how many countries have bandits just walking into schools and taking hundreds of students, in Jachi, in Chibok, in Kankara. I mean, it's just almost, on a regular basis. In countries like America that you have mentioned, they do have gun violence. We hear of people going to schools and shooting kids. But we would find out who did it, why they did it, where they're ending up. We just never hear that about the kidnappings that happen with us. We don't know who these people are, what we are doing to prosecute them, if we have caught them, if they exist. So those are the things that also worry Nigerians. How are we handling these things?
Did you get that, sir?
Yeah, I think I got part of it. I heard when she said something like, Nigerians want to know what we're doing about it, those who we've arrested, how we're prosecuting them, and the rest of them.
Right.
The truth again is, when it comes to major security operations like the one that we're carrying, like the one the military members of the Nigerian Armed Forces are carrying, there is need to strike a very healthy, delicate balance between the need and that desire to keep Nigerians informed about what we're doing and also the need to protect integrity and confidentiality for a lot of operations that are ongoing. The truth is, there are so many massive efforts, massive activities going on behind the scene that can never be discussed, that can never be reported. Even when you talk about, for instance, the Ankara boys, the processes that led to their safe return, there were massive activities that went behind the scene that can never be brought to the fore. So, and that's the challenge we have as security operatives. That's the challenge we have as members of the law enforcement communities, because it is not every single thing we do to secure the citizens that we can talk about.
Okay, all right, yes.
So, post the burning and the looting that happened in Lagos, it's almost like there's a new order where our police decide to not exactly carry out their work. They're not out there. I've had 4 attempts at daylight robbery in traffic. 4 attempts post that. And, you see thugs directly hitting on the glass, saying, give me something else, I'll break I'll destroy your car, I'll take from you, in broad daylight at Second Rainbow or the Badagry Expressway, and lots of times. Yesterday was another day. That was early in the day. And till I drive to almost any presence, not at all of any police officer. And even if you want to discuss this with one of them, be like, what do you want them to do? People didn't want us. What were the reforms that happened post the NSAS amongst your men, and what exactly is the new direction on security, especially in this times?
Well, the truth here is, if you want to be real, if Nigerians, particularly Lagosians, want to be fair to the police, you will understand and you follow the trajectory of the events and the consequences of all the events that took place after the NSAS protest. You will understand that what you've seen in Lagos is a gradual but incremental increase and improvement in the protection of lives and property. I will concede and very clearly here that immediately after the NSAS protest, following the massive destruction, the killings of police officers, some of them, their private parts, some of them roasted like barbecue, and Nigerians found even with videos eating them, police stations burnt, police barracks burnt, and police vehicles burnt. Naturally, there was a slowdown in police operations. This slowdown should not be construed as a strike, but it's just natural. If you walk in a place like a police station, for example, the police station has been burnt down, the area commander's office is burnt down, the entire police patrol vehicles burnt down, their residential homes burnt down. The first thing as an administrator is to try to get these men together. You need to provide them with alternative places where they can sleep. You need to provide new vehicles. You need to restock their transport. You need to restore everything that they've lost, and then you need to. Then you can then begin to put them back on the street. So when you have burnt down a vehicle, taking away all somebody needed to work, it is not possible for the person to begin to operate at optimum level that he was operating before all those destruction. But what you have seen again is that immediately after that incident, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abakadamu, took time to visit all the commands where we recorded those incidents, had a one-on-one talk with these police officers. He stands in local parentis to these police officers. He is their father, he is their leader, and he had close heart-to-heart discussion with them, assured them of the welfare, assured them that everything they lost will be restored, and began the process of restocking those police stations. And the moment that was done, you saw the policemen returning to the street in full force, and confidence have been built back. Their morale is high now.
All right.
Their preference have been
Let me go on a quick.
That's why we move around in Lagos.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation with PRO Frank. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still on security.
So, I just had to...
Let me show you our guests today. Mr. Franco, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So what Financial Times said is that Nigeria is on its way to becoming a failed state. It's a word that has been used locally by people within the country over and over again, and maybe now we're hearing it from the international. It's coming a bit harsh. And a failed state is a state whose political or economic system has become so weak that the government is no longer in control. So we had a statement from the presidency. Well, it wasn't the president, but the presidency saying only God can help secure the border. We have a country where when you're moving around the country, people are worried that you might get kidnapped. Kidnapping takes place everywhere, in the north, in the south, in the east, every region of this country has experienced kidnapping. Insecurity is not, you're not in doubt about insecurity. Police advise, and I have it from personal experience from a family, that the police advised ransom be paid. So if we say the country is turning into being a failed state, when the security apparatus can no longer use technology to secure the life, people use mobile phones to call and make demands for ransom, and the police is not saying we have technology to investigate where this person is coming from. They are advising you better go and pay and save this person. How can you say massive action is taking place when kidnapping is taking place every day? It's as if you are speaking of a different country than the country we are living in. Sir?
Are you there?
Yeah, I lost her temporarily, but I think I got the bulk of her questions. She again went back to the issue of the Financial Times report, and she's questioning my stand. And I want to again say this very respectfully, that people are at liberty to use words the way they choose to. But the truth again is, if Nigeria is a failed state, we'll all have closed up our shops. Even in the, I started by giving you examples of the challenges so many other countries are facing. And I told you that if you go to the Interpol records and the World Crime Index, Nigeria has never been graded as the world murder capital. There are countries and there are cities in the world that are considered the murder capitals of the world. And yet, those countries are existing and nobody. San Pedro, for example, the city in Honduras. San Pedro is considered the murder capital in the world. And you can check it out. San Pedro has 171 murders per every 100,000 citizens. And I just drew your attention to the fact that even countries as strong as United States of America also have got their challenges. There is a global trend, and we must look towards solving the problem. The situation we are in requires more than just core law enforcement approaches. We must tackle.
We're having trouble hearing you very well
I
because
don't like when our government officials, when people compare us with the worst countries, because they are good countries. They are countries where they have good rates when it comes to securing and all of that.
I think even Mariam, sorry, are you still there? I think Mariam has actually even tried to respond to that, because she has said that, yes, you've mentioned these countries, but we see that people are being caught. We see that the law...
Prosecution.
There's this prosecution.
That was the comparison with the West, with the US and some of those countries. What he's saying is I remember during the debate I had to prepare. Nigeria was like number 29 of the most moderate countries.
Yeah.
We're not even in Africa. We're not even top 10. If we come to the same things, we're one of the safest countries. But when we talk about banditry and maybe insurgency, then we can discuss the insecurity around that area. I think we should focus more on the number of kidnappings happening.
Yeah.
I think that's where you should.
And I think that most of the cases of kidnapping don't even get reported because the kidnappers will let you know immediately that you don't even bother telling. And people will just pay the ransom and go. So we don't have enough data to contest those figures we are getting worldwide.
I don't know if I can get our guess because the DSS raised an alarm, which I thought was important for us to discuss. He's gone. Okay, I'm told he's gone.
Yeah.
Well,
that would have been a good question to ask him about the alarm that DSS is raising, that some people are planning to bomb some of the public spaces during this period. Also, I would have loved to ask him what he thought of the what the governor of Borno State said. Remember, he had gone to commiserate with a particular community of people, and he says on his way there, there was no presence of the military, the RRS, and he said these are people that are well equipped, well trained, that we know that we've had, we sit down with them and we have planned with them that this is where they're supposed to be, and they're not there. So I'd like to know what their challenges are, why they're not present and visible on this road.
What worries me more is that, you see, when a nation accepts, say, listen, I can't do this anymore. The country is too big for me. I mean, if we don't accept a problem, you're not going to start solving that problem. The truth is, we are over 200 million Nigerians. We have this huge land mass. Maybe it's time for us to actually take this issue of restructuring very seriously. Because it's to the point where our internal security or our central security is unable to secure.
Unsuccessfully keep it together.
Exactly.
And the police are unable to do it, and they're telling us they are trying their best. But we see people get harassed just driving on the road. You are driving across state borders, and they are having custom officers being killed in trying to align to do their job. So the problems are
how many people have to die? How many people have to be kidnapped before we now totally take the issue of central policing very seriously?
Now, before he left,
or no, local policing very seriously.
Before he left, he said it is beyond security. The issues are beyond security apparatus guiding it. Some of these things are governance issues. Some of them are financial issues. Some of them have to do with policy, constitutional issues. So it is beyond police, the army, or custom or immigration. It is constitutional.
Who are we direct our question? Is it to the lawmakers? Okay, every day you're going there for meetings. This is time for us to start. We need to discuss this issue of constitution.
You know what? We need new laws. We need to enforce the laws that we have already. If we need to,
constitutional review, that's what I'm saying. Because obviously, for some reason, the reason why police is still on that.
We need to decentralize the police. Maybe that. But for until government is deliberate about funding the right sectors, we're going to mean the police officer has to go about how that men were attacked. For that, so this is the post duty. This is what we say. All of us, collective contribute our taxes to. But government, we always put this at the bottom of the priority. Except there's elite policing.
What
really confuses there's elite policing. So there's police for them, but not police for everyone.
What really confuses me every time we talk about the way forward is we would have senators here, we will have people in government, politicians who are part of government, and they will be telling me, a Nigerian, we are talking to government. I'm like, so who is this government that we're talking to? You are government, you're telling me we are waiting on government.
We have to wrap up. But something we need to do. I mean, I'm happy that we started the conversation. We're going to continue this conversation because the truth is that I think you even mentioned it last week that Nigeria is almost teetering on that financial time. I said it. Now more Nigerians are talking about it. We're discussing restructuring, discussing decentralization of policing. We'll be talking about it, but we need to really take it seriously at this point. Unfortunately, that's all. We have to thank Blesses Art Home and Events Management for the Christmas decoration. Thank you very much, Blesses Art Home. God bless you. And once again, Olaj Interiors. Adam and Eve gave us these flower vases and the flowers. Thank you to Olaj. Thank you to Adam and Eve for giving us these beautiful pictures for our own set. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.